Good morning, and welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Welcome to the soul of Sunday. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology. We affirm the worth and dignity of every person, and that we are all deeply interconnected. We are bound to one another not by creed, but by covenant. And we are called to love with open minds, open hearts, and open hands. Whoever you are, those of all nations, all creeds, all colors, all kinds of love, you are welcome here.
Seek not afar, for beauty low it glows. In dew-wet grasses all about thy feet. In birds in sunshine, childish faces sweet. In stars and mountain summits topped with snow. Go not afar, for happiness, behold, it is a flower blooming at thy door. Bring love and justice home and evermore. Joy shall be yours as changing years unfold. In wonder lurkings or some bush aflame, we look for love and fancy it concealed. But in earth's common things, love stands revealed. While grass and flowers and stars spell out God's name.
Again, good morning. Today we light our flaming chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, with words from the late poet Mary Oliver. This is her poem called Mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. My name is Reverend Joanna Lubkin. For those of you who I haven't met yet, I was ordained here at Arlington Street Church in 2016, and I sing in the choir whenever possible. Today is one of my Sundays off from Theodore Parker Church in West Roxbury, where I serve as interim minister. So I'm delighted to be here while Reverend Kim is away. As we gather here at Arlington Street Church, we acknowledge that we are on the homeland of the Massachusetts people. By making this land acknowledgement, we recognize, honor, and affirm the sovereignty of all First Nations peoples. It is a joy to see you all in your sweet little Zoom boxes. It's good to be together, even while apart. As ever, thanks to the tech team, we really couldn't do it without you. Special thanks today to Sandy Dixon, Jen Eno, Matt Malakowski, and Frank Lee. And thank you to our musicians today. Joining me, as always, is Director of Music Mark David Buckles, along with Andrew Stack, Beck Zare, and Julie Metcalf. For those of you who are new to Arlington Street, a very special welcome to you. Please take a moment now to fill out a connection card. The link will be in the chat, and it includes the option to request a link to a recording of today's sermon. Although our minister, Reverend Kim Crawford Harvey, is away this morning, I know she will love to welcome you with a virtual hello. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
Good morning. If you haven't already downloaded today's order of service, it's available in the chat and on the homepage at ascboston.org. All of the hymn lyrics are included in the order of service and will be posted in the chat. As we continue our greetings, let's all say hello in the chat and engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another, heart to heart.
Good morning, everyone. Our opening hymn is Morning Has Broken. Many of you know the iconic Cat Stevens version. Hope you'll sing it along with us. Julie Metcalf is going to lead us in with some beautiful violin. like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the springing, fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
For our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. These candles were submitted on our website by the Friday evening deadline. If you didn't submit your candle and have a joy or sorrow to share this morning, please wait until the third candle is lit, the silent candle, and then type your joy or sorrow in the chat. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved community is. We need one another. Together while apart, may we stay very close. And now in the spirit of invocation, let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
We
today with heavy hearts, we open our hearts to you.
A prayer of healing and peace for our dear friend Susan. Her husband John passed away suddenly Thursday morning, leaving behind Susan, their 3 children, and 1 granddaughter. We are surrounding you all in love. A candle of healing from Harriet Heary. I have been feeling quite unwell with digestive issues and had some pretty heavy dental work done on Friday. You may call us or just send your walking or candle thoughts towards Harriet. A final mixed candle from Harriet Heary, that our Supreme Court gain some spiritual wisdom as they deal with the coming decision about vaccine mandate.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
And some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
A candle of joy from Nikki Jerome. As we try to stay safe before my wife's surgery, it illuminates just how grateful we are to the tech team and to all who make ASC service on Zoom possible. Together while apart just warms my heart. Thank you. A candle of joy from the Arlington Street Church community. A well-deserved break for Art and Rich to enjoy some fabulous time away. A candle of joy from the ASC community for the snowstorm on Friday and a day off from school for most teachers and students. It was the blessing they needed. A candle of joy from the ASC community for Kevin, the homeless veteran outside ASC, who has been receiving generous gifts, warm boots, warm clothes from the Boston community in preparation for the upcoming cold. A final candle of joy from the Arlington Street congregation for all the snowmen, snow angels, snowball fights, creative parking space savers, and magical moments of falling snow this weekend in Boston.
Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Open my heart to be a sanctuary, all made holy, loved and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
For all of the sorrows and all of the joys that we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, and for the world.
Let's join now in saying together the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra congregación, y el servicio es nuestro regalo. Esto es a lo que nos comprometemos, convivir en paz, hablar nuestras verdades con amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros.
Our next hymn is The Peace Not Past Our Understanding. Hope you'll sing along. The peace not past our understanding falls like light upon the soft white tablecloth at winter supper, warm between four walls. A thing too simple to be tried as true. Not scholars calm, nor gift of church or state, nor everlasting date of death's release, but careless noon, the house is lighted late. Harvest and holiday, the people's peace. Days into years, the doorways worn at sill. Years into lives, the plans for long increase come true at last, with thanks for God's goodwill. These are the things we mean by saying peace. These are the things we mean by saying peace.
Thank you so much, Mark, David, and Julie. About a year ago, my friends and I started a weekly poetry night on Zoom on Sunday nights. It started out with Mary Oliver. Each week, we'd read one of her poems and reflect on how it was speaking to our own life, what it was calling us to do. As in the poem Mindful, with which we lit our chalice, nearly all of her writing calls me to do basically the same three things: notice, wonder, and delight in the world. When times are hard or scary, that's a reminder that I especially need. I know I could use it these days. Delight is an old and beautiful concept. We can use it to mean pleasure, satisfaction, or joy in the sweetness found amid daily life. But there's also a kind of lasting delight mentioned in the Bible. In places like the book of Psalms. Who is the person who delights in life? The psalmist asks in Psalm 34. One who loves each day and sees the good. And here, the psalm says, is how you do that. Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceitfully. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. An ancient recipe for delight. I love it. American poet Ross Gay set out to be a student of delight, journaling every day for 1 year about the delights that he'd experienced that day. You can read his reflections in the aptly titled book, The Book of Delights. He quickly discovered that the practice of writing these daily essays occasioned a kind of delight radar, as he put it. Or maybe, he says, it was more like the development of a delight muscle, something that implies that the more you study it, the more delight there is to study. I would add to that, the more difficult a time we're going through, the more important it is that we make a point of studying delight. When we are turning toward delight, it gives us a sense of joyous expectancy in which we can notice and appreciate both the mundane and the profound. And when I say appreciate, I mean something a little different than gratitude. As British author Caroline Mellor writes, gratitude is a moment's reflection. Delight is a ladybird landing on your arm right at that moment. Gratitude is being grateful for the time, space, body, and freedom to go for a walk or a roll. Delight is, the breeze in your hair and the falling leaves along the way. Delight, Mellor continues, is a twinkling moment in your nook of the universe, the wonder and wisdom of children, and the magic and beauty of nature. And much like gratitude, once you start actively cultivating it, it pops up more often, sprinkling fairy dust on your doorstep and leaving you love notes in unexpected places. Where can we find those twinkling moments in our little nooks of the universe? Just this weekend, when I took my service dog, Sully, out into the yard in all of the snow, I felt gratitude for my small fenced-in yard that my friends had put up that let Sully explore while I sat on the porch out of the wind. But delight was dog prancing in chest-deep snow, digging and diving face first into the fluffy snow in search of the ball that I'd thrown, looking back up at me with his face absolutely covered in snow, a joyful, abominable snowman. Ross Gay writes about finding delight in his daily walk through the streets of Manhattan. He was walking around, head down, checking directions, when he said, "I looked up to see a fruit truck selling lychee, 2 pounds for $5, and I had $10 in my pocket." Then, Mr. Gay continues, while buying my bus ticket for later that evening, I witnessed the teller's face soften after she had endured a couple of unusually rude interactions in front of me, as I kept eye contact and thanked her. She called me honey first, delight, and baby second, delight, and almost smiled before I turned away. On my way to the Flatiron Building, there was an aisle of Coosa dogwood, looking parched, but still the prickly knobs of fruit nestled beneath the leaves. A cup of coffee from a well-shaped cup. A fly, he continues, its wings hauling all the light in the room, landing on the porcelain handle, as if to say, notice the precise flare of this handle, as though designed for the romance between the thumb and index finger that holding a cup can be. Or, he continues, the peanut butter salty enough, or the woman stepping in and out of her shoe, her foot curling up and stretching out and curling up. We are called to notice, wonder, and delight. Another story of delight that I think of often, this from one of my former congregants at All Souls Church in Braintree, named Dot. I enjoyed this story so much that I asked her permission to share it, which she graciously gave. Dot writes, I'm lucky to have a row of flower boxes on the end of my porch. Every spring, I go to the local farm stand and buy enough flowers to fill them. I usually spend the whole afternoon planting and watering and generally starting to anticipate a myriad of blossoms growing for my own pleasure. Well, one year, the day after planting, Dot continues, I went out to check on the window boxes. And as I walked back and forth, I noticed a praying mantis in one of the boxes. These boxes are about 5 feet from the floor of the porch, so I was practically eye level to the mantis. Dot says, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I think we were both surprised. The mantis was standing up straight with his little hands in the air. I slowly put out my finger towards him, and he reached out and high-fived me. It was one of those moments where you just feel gobsmacked, Dot concludes. It will always be that moment of wonder for me. Amid the everyday, the extraordinary waits for us to pay attention. What might be waiting to delight you? In one of our sessions of this poetry group that I have, I realized that during last year's season of winter and quarantine, I hadn't been paying much attention to the outside world. When I would go out, I'd be hurrying to my car, then paying more attention to the road and the traffic and my GPS than noticing the world around me, even while safely stopped at a traffic light. Inspired by this practice of cultivating delight, I decided to make a daily practice of pausing to notice the world outside my apartment. I had such a small realization that week that has brought me joy for many months since, that although I have a very nice window next to my computer desk, the curtain was drawn up to the side and blocking much of my view. With a laugh, once I realized this, I shifted the curtain across the rod and tied it back on the other side, and voila! I could see the snow coming down, the beautiful smoke from my neighbor's chimney, and I was reminded that this window is perfectly positioned westward to see the sunsets. Delight, delight, delight. What are some of the small things in our day-to-day life that get in the way of delight finding us? Is there a part of your routine that, with some small shift, would let you experience the sensory goodness of the world? Unitarian Universalist theology affirms that we are inherently good, inherently worthy, that we are called to live fully in this time that we are given, called to make a heaven right here on earth. Our lives, even when going through hardship, are meant to be savored. We can accept the gifts of delight wherever we find them, wherever they find us. So, beloveds, as American author Annie Dillard writes, we are here to abet creation and to witness it, so that creation need not play to an empty house. Who is the person who delights in life? One who loves each day and sees the good. Delight is a twinkling moment in your nook of the universe. And once you start cultivating it, it pops up more and more often, sprinkling fairy dust on your doorstep and leaving you love notes in unexpected places. May we accept the gifts of delight. So may it be, and amen.
Come, love, away like the deer on the mountain. Run swift as the morning. Oh, come, love, away. Come, love, away like the bee in the orchard, drunk on dew and nectar. Oh, come, love, away. Now shall your heart beat with my heart. Now shall your arms be my home. Now shall your heart be forever with my heart. Now shall your arms be forever my home. Come, love, away to the shores of the river. Come, let the water wash all cares away. Come, love, away to the trees of the forest. The lark sings so sweet at the dawn of the day. Now shall your heart beat with my heart. Now shall your arms be my home. Now shall your heart be forever with my heart. Now shall your arms be forever my home. Come, love will lie 'neath the apple in blossom, the perfume of heaven. Yes, come, love will lie. Now shall your heart be with my heart. Now shall your arms be my home. Now shall your heart be forever with my heart. Now shall your arms be forever my home. Now shall your arms be forever my home.
Friends, our generosity continues to be astounding. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. My family home is in Marjayoun in southern Lebanon, a Christian town in a mostly Muslim area on the Israeli border. It was formerly a prominent town on the path to Syria and Jordan and on the trade routes to Europe and Asia. People fled during the war, and with the diaspora, the memory of the town is disappearing as its elder residents pass away. For a long time, I've been thinking about what I want my legacy to be, and I finally know. I want to conduct interviews, create a website, and work through contacts to gather the history of Marjayoun. Another part of my legacy will be what I can give to Arlington Street now and for the future. This is a legacy we all share, and it begins with financial generosity. Friends, Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to our beloved spiritual community and filling our virtual collection plate. You can text the word GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 617-300-0509, scan the QR code in the order of service, visit our homepage at ascboston.org, and click on the yellow Donate Now button, or write a check and mail it to the church, or give it to Rev Joe. Thank you for your generosity.
So this next song, Harmonize, was introduced to me by Joe, and she suggested it, but I also think it's an especially cool song because to sing about delight, because for those of you that have known Joe and heard her sermons for a long time, she's preached about finding delight in harmonizing, and this experience that we can do with one another, either literally or metaphorically. And for those of you watching on Zoom, I invite you to sing some harmonies now and always. And now's the time if you're ever bashful. We can't hear you here, but I'm sure it sounds great. What lights up your eyes? I'll meet you there in the middle. We'll lay down and harmonize. moonlight will lay down and harmonize. We'll lay down and harmonize. I'm awake for, I'm awake for you. 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 Tell me what keeps you honest. Tell me what keeps you inspired. I'll always come in the morning. We'll lay down and harmonize. Tell me what moves you ready. Tell me what moves your inside. I'll bring the soul, bring the steady. We'll lay down and harmonize. We'll lay down and harmonize. I'm awake for, I'm awake for you. 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 Tell me what makes you weary. Tell me what lights up your eyes. I'll meet you there in the middle. We'll lay down and harmonize. We'll lay down and harmonize.
There are weekly gatherings in the Zoom room for loving kindness, meditation, poetry, a tea party, yoga, and writing. In addition, this week, on Tuesday evening, Rev Kim hosts Buddha's Belly Book Group and the Arlington Street Meditation Center. On Wednesday afternoon, Professor Helms and Rev Kim host our literary salon, The Wednesdays, Reading Rilke. All the information about these gatherings is at ascboston.org. To attend any of them, you don't have to be a member and you don't have to turn on your video or talk if you don't want to. All are always welcome. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. Today, our gifts are being shared with Friday Night Supper program, founded here at Arlington Street and serving nutritious, home-cooked meals to our hungry neighbors since 1984. You can read all about it in the order of service. Please text the amount you want to give and the word SHARE, S-H-A-R-E, to 617-300-0509. Detailed instructions are in the chat. Thank you for your generosity. Following the service, everyone is welcome to join in virtual coffee hour. If you'd like to participate, please answer yes to an invitation that will appear on your screen, inviting you to join a breakout room conversation. If you're here from out of state and you'd like to meet other come-from-aways, breakout room 1 is for you. Just chat Frank on the tech team to let him know that you'd like to join breakout room 1. Thank you to all of you who have joined in today's service and to all who make it possible. Remember, we're all in this together.
Thank you, Hala. Our final hymn is For the Beauty of the Earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sibling, kindred, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark, David, and Julie, and thank you, Hala, as well. Before our benediction, I invite you to reach out your hands and touch the sides of your square, which is really kind of more of a rectangle. Touch hands with the people to your left and to your right, and send out love to the person on either side of you and the person on either side of them. Send out love into this beloved spiritual community and feel it coming back to you. Love is the spirit of this congregation. And for our benediction, I invite you to put your hands over your heart, either in namaste or just one over the other as feels right for you. Here again is Mary Oliver. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give in to it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back, that sometimes something happens better than all of the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice it in the instant when love begins. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. Let us keep this faith, beloveds, and pass it on. The service begins when the service ends. Be well. I love you. Amen.
2, 3, follow. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Julie's going to play us a rock and fiddle tune for the Postlude.
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.